Good morning. It is January the 22nd, Thursday, about 11:30 Pacific time. This is the winter of our discontent. As is the case, every morning I get up and I make my coffee, get the cat settled, and try to catch up on what took place during the night. Try to catch up on the analysis of what took place yesterday, the day before, the week before, etc., ad infinitum. And it is clear that our allies have had it. It is clear that they realize that they do have the power to resist and oppose this fascist pig regime. And congratulations. Thank you, Europe. Thank you, Canada. Thank everyone in the world who is standing up against this attempt to destroy the United States and end democracy. This is the winter of our discontent as we are forced to bear witness to inhumanity, cruelty, violence, just pure evil being perpetrated by Americans at the order of the president against Americans. This is the winter of our discontent, while millions of Americans still have their heads buried. Millions of others are aware of what's going on, but simply can't bring themselves to do the simplest thing possible and speak up against it. And it's understandable in one way. That is the result of the massive, coordinated campaign of terror being waged against us by this regime. To scare people, to shock people into silence, to make people obey. I have said shame on those that support this, and I will extend that to those who cannot bring themselves to stand up. Shame. You are falling prey to exactly what they want. Resist it. Now that the usurper has been roundly rebuked on his little visit to Europe, he's pissed. He's pissed, and those around him are pissed. Little fascist Stephen Miller is angry as hell because he's not getting the people off the streets he wants to get off the streets. And it's not just immigrants. It's anyone who speaks out against this administration. It's anyone who's ever voted Democrat. It's anyone who is sane and rational and not fear-based. I've said before in videos that Stephen Miller has stated he wishes to see the population of the United States reduced by 150 million people. That's almost half. That's almost half of the entire population. And he stated that that's what he wants. That's what he would like to see. This is the winter of our discontent, as those that were supposedly elected to represent us have failed completely and acquiesced again and again and again. And so the people are forced to reckon with the realization that it is we the people alone, that have to stand up. We the people alone that will have to work and struggle to take back our government against people who will use violence against us for that. This is the winter of our discontent. And it is not the first time this nation has been in such a place. Because we were set up from the beginning by the compromises that the founders made. It's all good and well to say they were great, visionary people for their time. But the compromises that they made within our first Constitution have brought us all to this point. The Constitution has failed. There are no mechanisms within the Constitution to stop this. The Constitution allowed this to occur. This is the winter of our discontent, when we must realize that to go forward, we must persevere, we must witness, we must suffer. But we must not lose sight of the fact that we are going to win this. The longing for freedom and independence and justice and liberty is not something taught. It is something innate to us. We hold these truths to be self-evident. They want that to be destroyed. This is the winter of our discontent, as we are ruled over by a traitor who has assumed the presidency illegally and through espionage, and does not represent the people, does not care about the people, does not care about the United States, and hates democracy, hates diversity, hates the ability of people within a society to live their life as they choose. This is the winter of our discontent, when we must ask ourselves what it is exactly that we are as a nation, what it is exactly that we wish to be as a nation, because when this struggle is through, the people are going to decide. And we will go forward. And we will build a better, more perfect union that better represents the principles upon which this nation struggled to free itself from tyranny and then built itself. I've said previously, we need a radical restoration of democracy. And in a way, I've come to think that maybe it's not a radical restoration of democracy, because we didn't really actually have a democracy. So now is the time for us all to put forth whatever effort we can make to just simply raise our voice, that we will not consent, that we will not go silently into the dim winter night, that we will work together, that we will build community together, that we will show love to each other as we march forward to a brighter day and the eventuality of the people taking the reins and beginning the very difficult process of building the new United States of America. Go carefully, friends.